Hello! We're here. We're here. We're ready. We're ready to go. We're going to talk today about CicloSDias. I wish I had more advanced graphics capabilities. It would fly across the screen. CicloSDias. So, you're here because you want to know more about it. I have been to many CicloSDias. What is? Ooh, that's one of my FAQs. Is what is the plural of CicloSDias? So plan your answer for that one now. And even having been to a bunch, I don't necessarily consider myself an expert. So for that, I needed some help. So today I've got help from both Michelle and Katie. Hi, guys. Michelle,
Hi.
why don't you start and give us a quick intro, and then Katie will get an intro from you, and then we'll move on from there.
Sure. Hello, everybody. I am Michelle Lambert with Moxie Event Management. I work closely with the San Diego County Bicycle Coalition on their events, CicloSDias being one of them. I was there for the 2013, I believe it was, the first one ever in San Diego. So this is number 9 that we're doing. It's super exciting and even more so this year.
And I am Katie Matchett. I am a PV resident and I am the president of Beautiful PV. We are a little nonprofit in Pacific Beach that advocates for sustainability, safe mobility, and equity in our neighborhood. And this is my second San Diego CicloSDias, but my first with 2 kids who can actually both ride bikes. So I'm really excited about that.
That makes it more fun for sure. So, Michelle, you having been to as many of these as you have, why don't you start and give us a brief rundown of just sort of in general, what is it? Where did the concept come from? What do people expect in general from an event like this?
You got it. So CicloSDias is based on Ciclovia, which is an open street event that started back in the early 70s in Colombia, where they were closing down sections of streets weekly. Every weekend, they would close down 2-3 miles of street and just open it up to the people to enjoy bike riding or walking or running or strolling or skateboarding or roller skating. Just in their case and in everybody's case, cut down on pollution, noise pollution, air pollution, all of it, and just encourage community and healthy living and getting out and getting some physical exercise and exploring your neighborhood or exploring new neighborhoods. So the event will be closing about 2.5 miles of street in Pacific Beach to cars, but opening it up to the people to enjoy for the day.
Very cool.
And then it's also just to know that it's not a ride or a race. People
Yes.
can jump in wherever they want to along the route. Stroll down one block, stay there all day if you want to, or explore the whole route the whole way. It's not a race, it's not a ride, it's not a street fair. There won't be booths set up necessarily selling anything. There might be some community booths explaining some projects that are going on in the area, but no food trucks, no food booths, no, I guess anything like that. The whole point is to encourage people to take the streets and get into the businesses and enjoy the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I always found the most interesting about it is it's sort of meant to be what you make it. Is that right?
That is exactly it. So the more, especially for the businesses' sakes, the more engaged they are, the more, and I think this year will be an easy peasy thing for them to do because everybody's used to doing stuff outside. They have their parklets already set up. That was always something we had to explain in the past, right? But now everybody knows what a parklet is. So the more out on the sidewalk, out in the street that they are, the more they engage with the participants, the better day they'll have. And it's just more fun when you have more people stopping by. So and it's a great opportunity because people aren't aggravated looking for a parking spot. They're there on their bike, they're there with their 2 feet, and they can just roll right in.
Makes sense to me, and especially makes sense in I don't know. Do we still call them uncertain times, or are we back? I don't know what we call it, but everyone's outside, and this is a great way to continue to be outside and see some friends when you do it.
Yeah.
So, more specifically, Katie, I wanted to hear about the event that we're planning this year, this early November, correct?
Right, so our event will be on November 7th. It will start at 10 in the morning and finish around 3. And our route is going to be some of the main streets that we have here in Pacific Beach. It's going to hit some of the core parts of PB. So it'll begin Ingram, on Garnett from Ingram all the way down almost to the beach. And then also we're looking at some space all the way up Cass Street to Turquoise Street. So we're getting a good tour of PV as part of this. And then we're also going to have something interesting. Here in PV, we have a slow street on Diamond Street. And so we're going to be taking advantage of that to have kind of a little cul-de-sac along our route on Diamond Street, where we're hoping to do some fun stuff, maybe with biking and kids in that space. So we're looking forward to that. We have already some lots of groups that are interested in being involved. We're talking about a roller skating party in some of the space. Like I said, we're looking at maybe some kind of bike rodeo for kids. So I think we'll have some great activities along the route, in addition to just having all that great space to be able to bike and walk and scoot and skate and all the other ways that people get around in Pacific Beach that aren't driving.
Yeah, so we're talking about anything with wheels that's not a car, right?
Right, and we have a lot of different kinds of ways that people get around. We have all sorts of cool bikes that I see when I'm out and about in PV. You know, of course, a lot of people on skateboards and the scooters. So I think it will be really fun. You know, we're a really active community. People walk and bike and skate and scoot everywhere. And so this is just going to really give them a chance to envision what those streets might look like if there was a little more space to do all of those things that we already love to do.
That makes a lot of sense. I think, again, just there's so many people out in the world already, and we've all heard about, shortages of bicycles at bike shops and things. And so everyone's excited to get on the street and use them, but use them in a safe way where they feel a little bit more comfortable. And this seems like a perfect opportunity for that.
Absolutely. You know, when I speak to people in the community, I hear that unfortunately there are some folks that they would love to be riding more, but they don't feel safe on their bikes. And so I'm really excited to give them at least this one day where they just have the full run of that street space, and they don't need to worry about vehicles in their space, and they can just enjoy riding in our community.
Talk to me about, and this is both of you, Michelle and Katie, I'm Kevin. I'm with the Bicycle Coalition. You each have your individual organizations as well. Who's coming together to put this on?
Well, the San Diego County Bicycle Coalition is kind of heading up the cause, but working with Discover Pacific Beach, Beautiful Pacific Beach, the San Diego Department of Sustainability and Mobility is also a big partner in this, as well as Bike for Humanity and the PB Town Council. Did I miss anybody?
Did we miss anybody, Katie?
That's everyone, but I know that there are a lot of other community groups that are interested in getting involved. So we've already heard from some of them, like some of the roller derby folks in San Diego, and some of our local civic organizations like Rotaract, who we hope to provide some space at some of these community hubs. So there'll be space along the route where there can be booths or different activities. I hope people get really creative with some of the things that they do in those hubs, because we don't always have so much amazing street space to work with. So I'm excited to see how we activate that beyond just letting it be a space for people to move freely.
Very fun. This is great. So for these last couple, I want to see how many of these questions we can get through, because we had some questions from the audience, and we had we've gathered this FAQ. And so I've got a couple questions here, and I'm not going to make you buzz in or anything. But if we could see how many of these that we could get through, then I think that would be fun. I'm just getting my screen set up here. Get that on that half. Okay, so, well, first of all, Michelle, do you recognize this picture? This is from way back in 2014.
I was going to say, that's one of the first ones I just recognized the sign.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, and that's one of the things, too, the whole cycle track, it's very family friendly, which is awesome. It's for all ages, all skills. It's, just come out there and enjoy the neighborhood. And the other thing, just to jump in here, be a word hog here, once all the cars are gone, you realize how much noise they make. It gets so quiet when all the cars are off the street, and you can hear voices, and you can hear bikes, and you can hear roller blades and roller skateboards going by and stuff. You can just hear birds because all that car traffic is gone. So it's a really pleasant experience for that way, and it makes you realize how much noise cars make.
So one of my first questions, which isn't even on the FAQ, but I was just thinking of it now, is how do you spell CicloSDias, Michelle? Because on this picture we've got it with a Y, but sometimes it's with an I.
Oh,
right?
That's not right. It's Ciclos.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's
CICLOSD for San Diego. IAS.
So it's like a multiple level pun because it means bicycle days, but it's also got San Diego in there.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Very clever. Okay. For Katie, then, you mentioned the date and you mentioned the hours. For people that are living near that area or planning on being around that area, how will the street be affected? When is it being shut down? When is it opening up again?
I can jump in.
Oh, yeah, please go ahead, Michelle.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Either one.
Just because I've done this a couple times. The streets will start closing probably around 9:30. It's up to the special events traffic control when they sweep through. There will be 2-week notices out on the street reminding everybody that this is coming. And then 72 hours out, there will be no park signs along the streets, just to remind people that they can't park there on Sunday morning. PD will come through on Sunday morning if there are cars there. Please don't leave your car there because it will get towed. They're really good about knocking on doors first, but it will get towed if it's not moved. And then streets will start closing at 9:30. Festivities will kick off at 10 o'clock. And then around 3 o'clock, everything will open up again. And usually by 3:15, 3:20, the streets are back open for everybody to cars.
And if your home or your business is along the route, then you'll be affected in that street parking isn't going to be a thing anymore. And so someone could see that as a negative. But the positive being, if I want to set something up, do I have to call you first before I tell my kid to put a lemonade stand up, or how's that all work?
Nope, go for it.
Pop-ups
are encouraged.
That's very fun. I love that idea. Yeah. And for the businesses and for the homes as well. Again, this theme of make it what you will.
That said, if anyone wants to have specific space, on a hub, or if they want to help sponsor or promote, or you want to get in touch with us, they are absolutely welcome to contact myself or anyone else who's part of this coalition of people who are getting together to organize this event. We would love to connect and get people's ideas and make sure we've got so much fun stuff happening.
Is there a specific so you said it's not a race, it's almost sounds like it's not even a ride, it's just sort of a thing that's happening. So is there like a preferred direction you want people to go in? Is there a preferred starting place and stopping place?
Wherever they want to jump in, they can jump in. It just depends. If you live towards Turquoise, start at Turquoise, or or if you're coming from the east, join in wherever you'd like. There's whatever your whim is, you go for it.
Are you setting up because we're taking the street and making it be for, I was gonna say bikes, but I realize it's again roller skaters, skateboarders, people walking dogs, unicycles. I don't want to be biased towards two wheels.
Yeah.
How about electric type vehicles? Where are we standing on scooters and hoverboards and e-bikes and all that?
There's not much you can do. Scooters are going to be out there, and that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, we're open as long as it's not a car or a motorcycle. We're pretty forgiving.
I remember. Go ahead.
The main thing with really electric or not is just to be mindful of safety. There's going to be a lot of people out, probably a lot of kids who, if anyone's ever ridden in space with a lot of kids, they can be a little unpredictable. Sometimes dogs too. So, I think that will just, everyone needs to be mindful of the folks that are out there, and electric or not, keep safety at the forefront of this event. Absolutely.
Definitely.
So this sounds like a good opportunity also to utilize, I mean, any big event like this, but this is a good opportunity to utilize public transportation to get to the event. Yeah, because there's not a dedicated, you know, if I wanted to drive there, I'm looking for parking and then I'm getting the bike out and then continuing on. So encouraging public transportation.
And MTS is a good partner with us too, and so definitely, I do believe there's a video somewhere that the Bike Coalition put out about how to load your bike up onto a bus. So, and the electric buses, I believe, have 3 spots for bikes, so plenty of opportunities there. And MTS, the buses will be running that day.
They will be running that day.
In the area, yeah.
They'll be slightly rerouted, right, around certain spaces?
I think they have, I would need to check on that, but yeah, a little bit rerouted, but not too far off the regular path.
Very cool. And then I think the only thing we wanted to remind people, if you are under the age of 18, the law says you have to have a helmet, regardless of what the moving vehicle is. So those are highly encouraged. And if you wanted more information, a quick Google search of the correct spelling of CicloSDias, which is with an I, and feel free to capitalize the SD if you want to emphasize San Diego, but it'll come up either way. And on the Bike Coalition's website, we've got FAQs and a bunch of information about dates and times and how that's all happening. If I ended now and then in 5 minutes you each would think, oh darn, I wish I had a second to talk about fill in the blank. What's the thing that we haven't mentioned yet? We'll start with Michelle.
Just that there are periodic crossings, what the traffic control calls periodic crossings around the route. So there'll be spots where cars will be able to cross or hold off the event participants, let the cars go through, and then start everybody back in the flow again. I haven't had, those haven't been determined yet by the traffic control team, but as soon as they are, we'll make sure to get that up on the website. But just to keep in mind, Mission Boulevard is open to traffic, Turquoise is open to traffic, Ingram, so everything kind of around it, and Grand are open to traffic that day.
But it sounds like if there was a dire need to cross from one side to the other, there are places periodically.
There will be spots where people can do that. Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. Okay, got it. Okay, great. Katie, what are we missing?
You covered a lot of everything that I was hoping we would touch on today, but I just, once again want to encourage everyone not only to come out, but this is a great opportunity to get involved and get creative with our streets. I want ideas. I want to see what people can do in this space. And I would love to talk to anyone who's interested in, creating something unique or interesting for our event, because I think this is such an amazing opportunity for PB and for our city. And I'm so excited that we're able to do this again now that we're moving back kind of towards the normal.
Give us those dates and times again before we close out.
Absolutely. November 7th, 10 to 3. And I hope to see everyone there.
Come on out.
Very cool. All right. Thank you both for being here. Thank you for watching. Everyone is encouraged. Like I said, bike, scooter, skateboard. If you've been practicing roller skating for the last year and a half, this is your chance to show it off. Patronize a local business, see some stuff that you haven't seen before, and enjoy the quietness of the streets without the cars on them. Thank you guys both for being here, and we'll see everybody later. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everybody.